Mortgage repayments are going up. How are you preparing? Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a talk about how people are preparing with mortgage payments going up. Now, we've looked at this in many videos. The most drastic increases we could see are up to 40%. If you go from a 1.99 fixed to about 4.6%, that's going to be a big jump in your mortgage, or at least, in your mortgage repayments. Now, I'm sure most people will go off the 1.99 and jump onto a variable or not have that much of a hit to their repayments. But if variables go up that high, yeah, you could be seeing something like that. And that's not that crazy to anticipate that could happen. Now, you have to plan for this. That's the best strategy that you can do. Run your scenario. Run a worst case, best case, medium case, and prepare for each one. Hope for the best situation where, okay, it'll hit maybe 3% with the variable. You shift over there, or you'll go interest only, or you'll make it work rather than, risk losing your home. But prepare for what would happen at the worst and look at what you can do. So I put this question to the viewers here on the channel. I said, asked 3 days ago, mortgage repayments are heading up. What are you doing to prepare? And please share your suggestions and advice below for discussion in a future video. I thought I'd do it like this rather than a poll so we could have a bit of a talk about it. So let's see what viewers have said. So Ben G says, got 1 more year fixed, but this time next year is going to be interesting. So he's only got 1 year left on the fixed rate. Mine's fixed until 2024. And then we'll have to prepare for what's coming. We should be okay. But, you've got to really borrow within your means. That's the problem. And the concern is people who have bought recently right on the edge of their ability to borrow, maybe with a government guarantee of their loan, that may be in trouble. Or if you lose your job, if you're in the construction industry, or you're in trouble with a big builder going bust, that could be the issue. Paul is saying going on holiday overseas. That's another way to do it. Hopefully not like a plumber I knew whose business was going under, so he just borrowed a shitload of money, went overseas, phoenixed it, and didn't pay anyone, wrote it off. So he owed money to people in like a B&I group and didn't pay any of them. So awesome. Couldn't hold his piss either, when we're not drinking. Duramanji, switch to interest only and never pay back the bank a cent. That may not be the best way to do it. Sonia, enjoy the 1.89% for the next 3.5 years. So Sonia's still got a bit of a buffer there, but you still got to plan for when that runs out. Hopefully, this lower rate will give you time to build up some reserves. Edited, renting and eating 2-minute noodles. That could be the way to do it if you really have to. You have to sell and really cut down your costs. Monty, had to cut luxuries like eating out. Well, eating out really is a luxury. I took the kids out on Sunday for breakfast to a little cafe, and I got a lot of looks because I was there with the 4 oldest. We got 6 kids. Rachel was away at her mother's with 2 of them to have a little break. So I had the 4 oldest, and I'm getting looks in the cafe, and they're all well behaved. But it cost me like $77, guys. And this is just, I could still get away with giving them banana bread. And all I got was some eggs Benny, and half of it was carbs. Wasn't worth it. So it's expensive. Eating out is a waste of money. It really is. You can really cook better at home. Off-grid. Frugal and metered response is best. So off-grid, he's off-grid as well, so you get some savings there. Unless you're really far off-grid, then you got petrol eating you up. So Lee, getting an EV, I don't have to pay for fuel taxes, save some money there. Yeah, but you're paying a premium from the electric vehicle and you're paying a square kilometer rate. I'll take you 30 years to break even, yeah. That's it. 5 cents per kilometer using electric vehicle in Victoria. That's the problem. That's the thing. They're going to just tax you. They're going to charge you for it. They'll put an EV tax on it. Come on. But that's really an investment. You may not have a big chunk of money. I think buying an electric car to save money to prepare for interest rates going up just doesn't make any sense. Brian's going, get debt-free and go off-grid. If we can do it, so can you. I mean, that's it. Getting debt-free, I think, is number one. Going off-grid, well, for a lot of people, I think it's a fantasy to actually achieve it because it's a lot of work. I wouldn't mind, going in the country a bit, but it's not going to happen. I like the city too much. Looking forward to turning 30 after working like a dog to get 20% of the mortgage loan they now require. Then for that to inflate savings just in time for rates to go up, just when economic conditions slow, as the boomers say, just deal with it, as they had better wages to mortgage ratio and explain lollies were 5 cents a bag when they don't really understand inflation. Just the same house they own that they have done nothing to is worth heaps now, even though they have not increased its value or size because they invested intelligently. Yeah, there are a lot of people that just got lucky. They just got lucky. It's bullshit. There's no skill. Okay, there's no skill at all. According to the bank, my property's gone up a lot, and they don't know any of the renovations that we're planning to do or any of that. So it's just their sticker book estimate, which is bullshit. You're sitting there looking at the numbers, going, okay, that's insane, that growth rate. And that's what happens. People use that equity and buy another one and buy another one, and then game just keeps going. And it's almost government-backed. Look at the government intervention they're doing, everyone, to prop up the housing market. Feel good about paying that debt deficit left over from propping up a property market that should have collapsed to put all these over-leveraged people in their place. That's the thing. There's a little frustration here. But, I'm going to bring up this good old chart here about government, housing affordability. You've had 565% growth in wages and only 300% growth in 565% growth in housing, 300% in wages. The government's been juicing the market for years. You've got insanely low cash rates. Do any of you remember rates actually going up? You got home builder. You've got now Tasmania. When I wrote this, it was 88 grand was the biggest savings deals and forgivenesses you get in WA. Tasmania, it's 200, and they own a big chunk of your house. You got 5 and 2% loan guarantees. And now the politicians or the parties are competing with each other who can give away more. You've got negative gearing, a staple of Australian culture, and you've got every bloody YouTube advertiser trying to sell you on their special course to negative gear yourself to wealth. So can you blame it? Jason strategically remained unable to afford one. Hobo 1 didn't mortgage to the hilt, so not worried at all, unlike the majority of the herd, and the cycle repeats. That's the thing. If you don't borrow that much, if you borrow what previous generations would have to their wages, you got lucky and found a good place or a fixer-upper, then you won't be as stressed. It's only the people that went like insane, some of these mortgages that you see. And even with decent income, you get taxed at the wazoo with a decent income. The money doesn't all stay there. Blob paid off his mortgage, so looking forward to higher interest rates on his savings. Oh, fantastic. Square foot. Refinanced, 1 principal and interest, 1 interest only and renting. Okay? So finding ways to save money. Sitting back, relaxed, watching it all burn. Scar is hoping that we'll get the collapse. I don't think we will. I don't think we will on property. I think, maybe 10 or 15%, but that's still not going to make it affordable. It's still going to be insanely, stupidly expensive. There's going to be more foreign demand coming in. And even if Sydney and Melbourne fall 20%, you're still going to have other markets that are going to be hot. Not paying tax, effectively giving me an extra $400 a week for Andrew. And Divvy, not going out on weekends anymore, staying home and working on my garden. I mean, once we live in the suburbs now, so we're nice and boring. But yeah, not going out. It's a way to save money. Not going out drinking every weekend. Cutting all the luxuries from your life. Alan, buying an investment property and just planned for higher interest rates. So just sorted for it, hopefully. Working hard to prove my death pledge does not exist. At this rate, I'm looking at a squatter's claim, according to Rye Bread. So, a variety of different suggestions on how people are preparing for it. I think the big one is cut the luxuries out of life. Let's have a talk about this one, guys. What suggestions would I give you if you're in this situation? You really, often until you hit a crisis point, you don't take a step away to look at your situation. That can happen. Stuff can just snowball. You can just be going along and along and along. You got to really cut the fat from your life. And I hate that saying because the fat is good. I'd say you got to cut the carbs from your life. Get rid of all the useless carbs that just excite you and get you energy and make you try and keep up with the Joneses. Chuck that out the window. You're not keeping up with the Joneses anymore. Get rid of all the extra spending that you have. Get rid of all the subscriptions. Sell whatever you can to pay down your debt. You need to get rid of all of your expensive debt. Get rid of all your credit cards. Get rid of your personal loans, everything you can. So you just have the mortgage to attack. You want to really limit your expenditures, particularly if interest rates are creeping up. And when you get rid of the credit cards, cut them up. Get rid of the afterpay, all of that shit. Only spend money that you have. Don't spend anything else and get extra income. And then go through your house, sell every bloody thing that you can that you don't need. You'll be amazed at what you don't need. You got a little iPad, get rid of it. The Xbox, get rid of it. The toys, get rid of it. You got an extra car, get rid of it. Do whatever you can to save money. And then, build up your diversity of income streams so you can meet that extra cost. Do whatever you can. Hell, even go on, because ABC will be looking for people to cry bloody tears. Make sure you get paid for those articles and sell yourself to them. Go, my mortgage is so high, tier. And then get a good chunk of cash and put that off your bloody mortgage. Don't be afraid to do that. But anyway, you got to step up. Don't tell them you're stepping up. They won't like that. You got to bitch and moan and say, it's all the coalition's fault or whatever. Or, it's something else's fault. The big evil businesses or corporate climate change. Blame your inability to pay your mortgage on climate change. Then the ABC will just come running for you in an instant. You'll make a bloody fortune, guys. Hey, that could be a full-time career. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a great day. And let us know your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can join on YouTube and Patreon. And thank you to everyone who financially supports the channel. We really appreciate it. You can also sign up for SelfWealth or Stake, where we get referral trades every time you sign up to SelfWealth. And we each get a free share if you sign up to Stake. Finally, you can use our affiliate links to Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, and AussieBroadband. And that doesn't cost you a cent. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Let's hope all of you watching are going to be prepared for these inevitable rate rises. I'm sure you all will be, certain of it. One trick is if to only cut down to one meal, just eat a big block of butter. That'll satiate you.